Your makeup cannot look good if your base doesn't, so we're doing an in-depth tutorial on how I do my base makeup. First things first, you have to moisturize your face before you apply any makeup products. There's different moisturizers that work for different people depending on your skin type. I'm using the CeraVe Daily Moisturizing Lotion for normal to dry skin. Now before we apply any foundation, we want to put SPF and something glowy underneath our makeup. So I usually go for these Kosas Dream Beams. I alternate between these two depending on what I want. This is their original Dream Beam. It's gonna add a glow underneath your skin and it has SPF 40. And then this is their sunlit version. So this is also gonna add a little bit of bronze. Usually I just pick one, but I thought it'd be fun to mix them today. I always reach for these because again, super lightweight. So it's not gonna be greasy or heavy underneath any makeup you apply after it. If I want to be natural, I'll just do this and maybe like a little concealer for blemishes. But I also love it underneath my foundation because it's going to give us kind of like a inner glow. Now for foundation, I'm going in with the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I have a few different favorites for foundation, but I love the NARS one because it's really lightweight and glowy. I know everybody has personal preferences, but the Beauty Blender will always be my favorite way to apply my foundation and my concealer. This is the Real Technique sponge. My main tip for applying foundation is to always make sure you're dragging it down your neck as well so it kind of seamlessly blends into the rest of your body. Bring it to the edges of your face, and I always kind of get my eyelids as well. For concealer, I'm going to be going in with the Tarte Shape Tape. What I like to do is get all of the excess concealer off of the applicator before I apply any concealer to my face. Once I get it all off, I'm going to go in and start in this inner corner, and I'm going to take the edges and kind of fan them out and then do this. I don't know what to call it. It looks like I'm having a lot of concealer, but since we removed all of that excess, it's actually just a thin layer, like spread out. And I also like to do my forehead and my chin just to brighten up these areas. And then lately I've kind of been doing a little here as well. And then same thing, I'm gonna blend everything out with my Beauty Blender. This is how the skin is looking so far. Okay, now we're gonna go into contour. I'm gonna be using this dip stick. So we have contour on one side and blush on the other. For the contour, I'm very specific about this. I love a stick formula and I like to paint it on my brush beforehand. So what we're gonna do is take this and we're gonna kind of just paint it onto the brush. Once we have it on the brush, then we're gonna go and apply it to our cheekbones. This just helps get super seamless when we're applying it. I always just feel like I like my contour better when I do it this way. And then I do my forehead. This is also another thing that I'm gonna bring down my neck. And then I will apply the stick directly to my face when I'm doing my eye contour. Also my nose contour, because I can be more precise for these like smaller areas. And we're gonna be doing the same thing for our blush. So this is the other side of the dual-ended stick. We're gonna paint it onto our brush and then apply it to our cheeks. This is the shade Wine Knot. For blush, I feel like everyone's different based on your face shape, what you like, but I like to kind of go in this area, so not completely on the apples of my cheek, but more kind of upward and just bring it up. This is just gonna help like lift your face. And then I also like to put my blush on the bridge of my nose to kind of give like a sunburn look. I think it also just makes your nose look smaller. So anything left over on my brush, I'll kind of dab onto like my temples and my chin. This is just gonna make it look, again, cohesive. If you've got a real sunburn, it's not just gonna be on your cheeks. It would be kind of spread about your whole face. We're gonna go in with the Kosas Cloud Set. If you watch my videos, you know that there's only a certain number of powders that I will put on my face. And the Kosas Cloud Set is one that I always go back to. So we're gonna take a powder puff. We're gonna get the powder loaded up on our puff. But before we apply it, we're gonna dab off any excess onto the back of our hand. Then, this is important, we're gonna re-blend out our under eye to get rid of any creases that have formed. And we're gonna keep our eye open so that we don't make any more creases. Take our powder puff and go in and set underneath the eye. And you can see the difference. We're gonna do the other under eye. Then we're gonna do a little on our chin and a little on our forehead. And then this is optional, but I'm gonna set the sides of my nose with it as well to make our nose look extra itty bitty. And here is our finished base makeup. Let me know what you think down below, how it looks, and if you've tried any of these products already. But I am gonna go do the rest of my makeup. Bye.